guys, hope you're all well. Thanks for joining me once again. I've recently hit 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel actually, so yeah, if you're one of the people that have indeed clicked that subscribe button, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Thanks for coming along for the ride. But yeah, basically, if you hadn't guessed already from the title, I shot some large format portraits on Ilford FP4. Basically, this whole thing came about because, long story short, I broke my large format camera. I was out shooting with it. It was on the tripod. I kind of stepped away from a second. It wasn't that windy, but suddenly like a big gust of wind came out of nowhere, knocked it over, and yeah, luckily the lens that was on it was fine. That didn't get broken or anything, but the front standard on the large format body cracked. But I thought I would basically just glue up as much of the broken bit as I could. I used some Gorilla Glue and just glued the shit out of it. Yeah, this came about because I thought I wanted to test it. So I did like 2 test sheets on my wife just to make sure it was working. They came out okay. And then I thought, right, I'll go do some portraits just to make sure that the focusing is still working. So I thought I'd bring along 3 different lenses and shoot 3 different photos of each lens. So that's 9, and then I did a bonus shot at the end. But yeah, basically I've got a couple of 135mm lenses. So this is a Fujinon W 135mm f5.6 lens, which I used. That's the first ever lens I got for large format, and yeah, results are always great out of it. It's multi-coated, so it's got really good contrast, very, very sharp. This is the other 135mm lens I've got. So this is a Schneider Xenotar 135 f3.5 lens. So obviously the main reason I picked this up, even though I already had a 135mm lens, is because it's just got that lower aperture on it, so I get better depth of field. It lets in more light. Hard to nail focus when wide open, but when you do, the results, they're that sort of dreamy large format look that everyone really wants. You can only usually get by shooting 8x10. And then the other lens I used was just this Schneider Simart S 210 f5.6 lens. So I used 235mm and the 210. Every photo I took, I shot wide open, just to kind of see what you could get out of the lenses. And because I was shooting FP4 at 100, it allowed me to do so. But yeah, I'll stop rambling for now. I'll show you all the photos as I took them, and then I'll come back and chat a little bit more, because I like to do that, don't I? Yeah, enjoy. See you in a bit. Okay, so we just met up with Maryna over here. We're in Priory Park at the moment. These are what are these called, like the walled gardens. Yeah, so we're going to basically, like I said before, I've got 3 large format lenses with me, 2 135mm and a 210mm. We're just going to pick essentially 3 different locations, and then each location I'm going to shoot with each lens, so a sheet of film with each lens, just to kind of compare the results with what you can get with them. So I'm going to start up with the Xenotar Lens, and I'm going to do a full body shot just to kind of show the depth of field that you can get with this. And then I'll probably, with each position that we choose, each location, use each lens, I'll do like a full body, a half body and a headshot. So with this one, what we'll do is we'll come in a bit closer, do a half body shot. So obviously I'm shooting some FP4, so on all of these I'm rating the film at 100s. This, the widest I can go on this lens is 5.6, and at 5.6 it's telling me a shutter speed of 1/25, so we're going to go for that. Just double check the focus. Okay, that's perfect. Hold that for me. 3, 2, 1. Cool. And relax. Okay, stay just like that. Try not to move too much. Count down again. 3, 2, 1. So we're going backwards this time, so I don't have to swap. We'll start with the last lens I used last time, which is the 210mm. 5.6 again, we're going to go for. We're in a little bit of a shade here at the moment, and it's kind of almost side lit, but I liked this sort of like natural archway that we've got going on. So 100 5.6 is giving me 1/30th of a second, so I have to be nice and still for this. Right, I'll count you down again, alright? Straight into the lens for this one. 3, 2, 1. Cool. And breathe. Okay, so we'll just swap lenses again. Okay, so we found the last spot now. We're going to do the last 3 shots, just taking advantage of this ping pong table tennis thing here. We've got some shade, obviously, it's quite bright today. So ISO 100 at 3.5 is giving me 1/25th. This one only goes to 100th, but which is fine, a little bit more light. Never hurt anyone. Count me down again. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, I was pretty happy with how the images came out. I think I misfocused on one, maybe two of them. When you're using the Toyo 45a, it's got like a little pop-up sunshade, which when I initially got the camera I got for that reason, because I didn't want to have to rely on the dark cloth all the time. However, I think if you're using a large format camera and you want to get, you know, specific parts really sharp, you just have to use the dark cloth. Unfortunately, there's no two ways about it. Like, you've got to get under there and you've got to really see what you're focusing on. But yeah, I think the shoot went really well. I shot some digital at the same time, as I always do, just because when you're shooting film and you know you've only got like 10 sheets and you know you've only got 10 photos, I kind of like to bring a digital camera, so I use my GFX with a Voigtlander lens because it almost gives me like a large format look. And I like to kind of just get the model to work through some poses and stuff like that, so I can test the light, test the poses, and then when we get a pose and a position that I'm happy with, I'll then move over to film and say, right, let's do that again on film. And I think that's just a more sensible way of doing things for me when shooting film. I did also try and do this video, this whole shoot, about a week and a half ago with another model. Her name's Georgie, and yeah, we've worked together a few times before. She's a really good model, but I didn't have anyone to help me film, so I tried to kind of do a bit of filming and put my GoPro on top of the large format camera and just to see what I could get doing it that way, but it just, yeah, it fell a little bit flat. It's not the kind of video that I want to do. But it's tricky, you know, I really struggle when I'm doing two things at once, especially photo and video, and they both end up just lacking because I was concentrating on too many things at once, so I'd rather just focus on the photography and have someone help me with the video aspects. So yeah, I'll do a few more. Let me know what you thought about this, if you want to see some more sort of portraits on large format going forwards. And yes, please do also drop your recommendations in the comments for any sort of replacement large format cameras. Last but not least, so this is obviously the print I made from the shoot. This was printed in the darkroom on some Ilford multi-grade glossy paper. I did also do one on some fibre matte paste paper. I usually prefer this paper for the look and the feel, but for some reason this one I just really preferred the glossy look, so it just goes to show that different negatives, different photos will look better on different paper, so it's important to kind of play around with things. So talking to Maryna, basically we were talking about her family. She's still got family out in Ukraine. It sounds like they're living somewhere that's occupied at the moment, so they're unable to work unless they want to work for the Russian government, you know, and they're just kind of stuck in this limbo while it's all, I still can't believe that all this stuff is still going on. Like, it's been so long and I cannot believe it's still happening. But yeah, basically I thought I'd do, you know, I'm sure it'll be very little whatever we do make, but I thought I'd do something to try and help her and her family. So with her agreement, we're going to auction off this print of her. I'm also going to include a signed copy of my photo book, The Winter We Walked Alone, because I've still got a few copies left, and also another print of an image from the project. This print's called Dystopia, of this trolley. This is on 10 by 8 fibre-based paper. So yeah, there's a little link on my website now. I'll put the link in the description as well, where you can just buy a raffle ticket. So it's £1 for one raffle ticket. You win both these prints and a signed copy of my book if you do win. So that raffle will be open from today until so the end of the month, 31st of May. Now we're in May, and yeah, if you watch this video before the 31st of May 2022, do get involved, enter into the raffle. It's all for a good cause. All profits will go entirely to Maryna for her to send to her family. That's it. I think I've rabbled on long enough. Thanks for watching this one again. Like I said at the start, we've just hit 5,000 subscribers, and I just think it's amazing. Like, I really appreciate everyone that does click that subscribe button. Going forwards, I'm going to try and pump out a video a week now and be a lot more consistent. So every fortnight is going to be a photography related video, and every other week is going to be something completely different. But you'll hear more about that in another video. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Peace. Should I lean over and turn the camera? Look, I'll read.